Happy Thursday, meatballs. Guys, namaste, God bless. How are all of you? What's up, man? Is my underwear showing now? I just got a shirt on today, man. That's kind of like every day. Good morning, happy Thursday. To all of you guys, man. I got a lot of stuff, as I always do. Actually, quite a sad story. But it's kind of like all of us, what we go through in life. Few of us can figure it out. That's why I come here whenever I can in my reels and my work and my information to hopefully inspire you guys. But getting to the topic in general today for America's Mentor. How many of you guys are going to go out to your car and you know when you turn it on, the check engine light's going to go on? It's been on for like days and days, and I'm not saying it's going to happen in anybody's life, but a lot of us already have that going on in our life now. The check engine light's on, we go out to the car and figure nothing's going to happen, I'm going to avoid it, eventually it's going to fix itself. It doesn't work that way in life, sadly. Our check engine light is ourself, and if you keep avoiding that true self that wants to come out, you're going to... The mental anguish, and that's why I said everybody kind of goes through this until they get it. The mental anguish of not being that true you can only manifest in what you don't want in your life to happen. And it's a sad scenario. This story here is so sad. And I'm not here to bring a tearjerker to your eye, man. I just want to bring to you guys the reality, because this person had all the means. I mean, a vast amount of means and opportunities to fix this problem, but he chose to jack in 25 joints a day and to hide from life. He kind of hid from that check engine light, man. It kept going on in his life every day. Such a beautiful soul. I'm gonna try to pronounce his name, man, and hopefully, and once I say his stage name, you guys are gonna say, oh yeah, I knew that guy, but. Give me a sec here. I got a lot of syllables. I had to break this thing down, man. Gregorios Kyrikos Banyanatio. Shit, I'm sorry. I hope I pronounced that right. But we're talking about George Michael. Can you imagine selling 100? They're estimating now 125 million records. The power that this man had. And I saw a couple biographies of him the other day, and I wanted to bring the light to you guys, but I'm going to get back to him in a second. And you guys get it. You guys are getting a visual in your mind right now. Such a perfect soul. Look at the guy, man. Jesus, he's such a perfect soul. You would think he had everything, but sadly, probably was the most miserable person on the planet. And all of this could have been avoided. And the whole point of America's Mentor is to not let us become a statistic in life like that. And it's people like this who have given us so much. He gave so much to the world in such a beautiful way. But the problem was, yeah, you can think this and think that. He just didn't let that true self come out. He tried to hide it and hide himself from reality and become reclusive. But when the check engine light on is in your life, if something doesn't feel right and you keep avoiding it and you're trying to hide from it, it can only manifest in the feelings that that encumber you during that process. So out of the quote box today, we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. Think about George. He had everything, literally on a material sense, literally homes and multiple countries. I mean, a vast array of people who would have given their left arm to be this man. But yet, at the same time, he couldn't come to terms with so many different things in his life at that time. And I get it. I truly get it. But when your check engine light comes on, if something doesn't feel right, you can't hide. You can't become reclusive and hide in that reclusive life and just keep self-sabotaging yourself with your thoughts and your actions in life. It's going to catch up with you. It's going to catch up with you. I get it, the whole father thing didn't fit in. His father was Greek. I actually worked for One of my first jobs, I worked for a Greek diner with my mom. My mom was there for a couple of decades, and these people work, and they work, and their ethic of work is astounding. I mean, I was literally working 12-hour shifts on the weekend and still trying to go to high school. That didn't bode very well. But their whole life is around work, and George is no exception. His father was Greek, his mother was an English dancer, and all these different notes, sexuality came into play, and all these things. But the man did not realize what he had was the ability to inspire people, to really bring people to that next level about feeling about themselves and everything else. And everything that transpired from that was bitterness, anger, resentment, all these things. He was suing people all the time, man, and nothing was ever right. But it's crazy because in the very beginning, when his friend Andrew Ridgely, and I'm sorry if Andrew Ridgely, I apologize, I pronounced his name wrong. He was the other half of Wham. He was the yin and George was the yang, basically. And Andrew was the happy one, George was the serious one. And you would think, because Andrew actually trained and taught him how to feel better about himself and showed him designs and how to dress and this and that. And Andrew just went through life on that same kind of life that he wanted to have, and George went the complete opposite. That this is what I mean about mindset in life. You know, when you have to hide who you truly are in life, you really can't hide. You can't. Because from that reclusion of self, you're going to have the feelings of resentment, trust issues, anger, bitterness, all these things. You think you're hiding from reality, but you're actually creating the reality you're trying to avoid. And from that came chronic illnesses with George, near-death experiences. Jesus, he was in a coma, had pneumonia, got arrested for lewd conduct because he was afraid to come out. You know, all these scenarios evolve from you just not being yourself. You know, I get it during the time back then in the 80s and the AIDS thing and the fact that, you know, people didn't, it shouldn't have mattered at that point. He was such a big influence on the world that it should have just transpired into even more people believing they can come out like that. More people believing. He did it later on, but the damage had already been done. My whole intention here is to not see you guys, and hopefully I had to learn how to truly be myself when I lost everything. I consider myself lucky in the process. And I hope you guys truly understand. Sometimes you have to gain everything to understand that sometimes you have to lose everything to understand that you can gain everything in life. Well, you know, Wayne Dyer, I'm a big fan, noted these words. He penned, "If you don't make peace with your past, it will keep showing up in your present." How powerful is that? You can't hide from who you truly are. It takes courage, indeed. It takes courage to do what I'm doing, to come on all the time and show my work to the public. But it's just me being me. How many of you can actually say that? Or are you hiding like your check engine light and put a sticker on it and thinking that nothing's gonna happen? Because eventually the inside's gonna manifest your outside world. How you're feeling every day is gonna manifest in the outside world. You can't hide who you are and expect life to not react to that. If you want to hide from life, I get it. There's a lot of people I know who do it, and for whatever reason, there was a friend of mine, actually a neighbor of mine, serious hides from life, reclusive, has serious trust issues. I've known her for years. Great, beautiful lady, meaning like a great soul at the longevity of her life, and she's really at peace. But there's obviously trust issues going on there. And what happened to her recently, she basically found herself in a situation where she lost her identity. It was taken from her by people that she didn't trust. She attracted these people into her life that literally took it away from her. And at the same time, she's getting it all back now. But she didn't understand the fact that she didn't trust anybody, just manifested her attracting more people not to trust. And this is how life is. You can only manifest who you are. Indeed, George had every resource possible to fix this problem, but he chose it in his way, which I can respect. But I just wish that all of us knew how such an inspiration we are to the world, and such a gift that we have to give to the world, that if we only just take that step in whatever we do, and not hide from life, and not let our past dictate our future, what an amazing world we're going to create for ourselves and the people around us, just by being ourselves and not hiding the fact that indeed, yes, things happen, shit happens. Change the way you see things, and the things you see will change. It's an evolving process. We're evolving beings every single day. I spent a decade in this little box I called home, evolving into something different. And because I wanted to, I made that choice. I didn't have the resources, but I did it in the best way possible through the mentality I was putting out every single day, no matter the circumstances. Whereas George Michael had all the resources, every avenue to go down to possibly make the changes. And maybe he did. Maybe he did. Certain things in life, we don't know what people think all the time. We really don't. And this is why I come on here, to give you guys a sense that there is light at the end of the tunnel. But you're holding the torch, man. You are holding the torch to whatever journey you're on. You're the guiding light to it. It's up to you to understand that you have the power. We all have the power to change our life. We all have the power to evolve into something different, but we have to change our belief about ourselves, about who we are as people, about what we bring to the world every day. And if we're not being ourselves, we can't attract to ourselves what we want for ourselves. It's a simple analogy of self, that when you realize how truly powerful you are, you get these words: perception, a mental image, insight, and wisdom. When you understand how you perceive life, you'll understand where life is going. That's true power. Then you go on to a belief factor, which is a noun part of a word, a state of habit and or mind. If your belief about yourself is that life is awesome and you're going to create the most amazing things, literally without effort, shit is going to start flowing to you. It's when you have this belief that life is hard, a struggle, there's never enough. You are never going to have enough, even if you got everything right in front of you. You're not going to have that feeling, and you're going to self-sabotage it later on. It's that evolution of self to understand that every friggin' thing in your life is a blessing. And until you realize you're a blessing, you're not going to receive the blessings that are waiting for you. And when you understand how truly powerful you are, the state of your life is nothing more than the state of your mind. You'll realize where you're going, and you'll not be a statistic like George Michael and so many other notables that had such a gift, which we all do, mind you, but he did it on a mass scale. 125 million records. In what, 20 years? I mean, we all have the power to go to that echelon in life. We all have the ability to change who we are. We don't have to do it in that kind of way, Meatball, but we most importantly do it with ourselves. Remember, how you see life is how life is going to see you. What you give to life in thought and feeling will come back to you in your state in being. It's completely up to you. And we don't know how everybody thinks, but you literally can't hide from the check engine light of your inner soul trying to come out and say, this is who I am. What am I going to do with it? You can't hide from that check engine light in your car. Eventually a car is going to break down. The main components. Your mental aspect of life is going to break down if you don't fix that check engine light of yourself. It's gnawing at you. It's telling you to go out and be the best you. Go out and allow what you want to happen. Go out and be the person that you've always wanted to be, because life can only give you that. If you want to hide from life, you're only going to manifest things to make you hide more. If you allow yourself the true life that you've always wanted, you can only bring more of that. It's basic law of attraction 101. Most importantly, the law of vibration, how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself will always conspire to bring to you what you want for yourself. So guys, happy Thursday. Hopefully I give you guys a little shit to be inspired today. But if your check engine light is on, in other words, you're questioning the reality that you're in now, that's great. That's great. It's a sign that something wants to come out even bigger. You got to allow it to come out bigger. You got to allow yourself to be that person you've always wanted to be. Watch. I'm living proof, Meatball. I spent 10 years in a little box, man, trying to figure out why I was self-sabotaging everything in my life. I had it all. I had it all this talent and ability to bring anything I wanted to life, but yet I couldn't get past the belief of certain things that were installed in me when I was a child. And it's all up to you. It's all up to me. It's all up to us to understand we all have a gift to share. We all have something to bring. We all have something to evolve into this life to do the same thing George Michael did, but on our own level. He always wanted to be a pop star. He got it. He always wanted to be a gold record creator. He got multi-platinum albums, man. He got everything he wanted, but he couldn't figure out how to come out of his own mental closet to use the resources that were given to him. Don't be a statistic. Don't learn from it. And this is why I love biographies of people. I learn not from their mistakes, but how it's such a pattern in everything that we do, even from them down to us, man. There's no difference. We're all the same. We're all the same. And when you realize how special you are, and you realize you have something to give to the world, and get past the bullshit that you keep recreating every day with your thought and feeling, that's when life's going to start changing for you guys. So happy Thursday to you, America's Mentor _radio on Instagram, at America's Mentor on Twitter, at America's Mentor on YouTube. I need more coffee, guys. Enjoy your day. I will talk to you guys soon. Happy Thursday to all of you guys. Remember, just be yourself. Watch how life evolves around you. Get out of the closet of that self that you're afraid to show the world. The world is going to respond to you in the most beautiful way. Allow it to happen, guys. Happy Thursday to all of you. I'll see you soon.